We're going to talk about the perfect match and how 3C Software, which is my company, met our soulmate. So who remembers Love Connection? Yeah, it's like an amazing show. So as we were preparing for this presentation, I actually watched a couple of episodes of Love Connection because I had forgotten how awesome it was. I'm going to do my Chuck Woolery introduction of 3C Software and who we are. 3C Software has a super powerful modeling tool designed to help companies understand their cost. They're based in Atlanta, Georgia, and their solutions are used by finance, accounting, and operations groups, primarily in manufacturing companies. They've been in business since 1989, have a team of top-notch technical and business consultants, and do all of their development in-house. Please welcome 3C Software. We had an amazing product. We knew that we could solve a lot of really complicated problems for manufacturing companies, and our approach was if we build something that people really need, they'll come to us and find us and buy it. What changed for us is our desire to continue, like all of your companies, to grow revenue. And one of the ways that we knew we needed to do that was by identifying larger companies that we could sell our products to. So where we had been targeting companies that probably were about $250,000 to $300,000 in revenue annually, we were looking for billion-dollar companies as our client base. So in order to attract a billion-dollar company, you have to look like a billion-dollar company. We were really looking to evolve our marketing and our communications efforts to really be attractive to this type of customer, to the Intels and the Tyson Foods of the world who are customers of ours now, that we've been able to present an image that was really impressive. So, we were seeking a really great marketing partner with a digital mind and that enjoys really long wine lunches. So, I mean, it worked out great. Mary and I both are lovers of wine, so it worked out really great. We went on a date. Finding an agency or a partner is a lot like online dating, and I can speak to this from experience because I actually met my husband on Match.com, so I know all about this. You know, there are a lot of great firms out there. There are a lot of great firms just here in Atlanta with some amazing talent. So it's really tough to try to discern who's going to be the best fit for you. You know, everyone wants to put their best face forward, for lack of a better word, on your dating profile. You know, put the picture of yourself when you're not in the most attractive position. You want the great professional shot that you had at Glamour Shots where you know, doing that. We did a couple of, the Starbucks dates. Let's get together and I'll tell you a little bit about me, you tell me a little bit about you, and I'll figure out if I want to actually invest time and money of going out on an actual date with you, right? Our goal there was to just find a really great agency that had vision, that were flexible, that had a great personality. So enter Soul Design.
We're a small boutique agency with a digital heart, and we actually met 3C not on a blind date. We had a warm introduction, which is always the best way to meet a client or find a potential job. It was through a college friend. So we actually came and met with 3C, and it just made a lot of sense because they were passionate and enthusiastic and had a great product. And as they said perfectly, it's about problem solving. And I think for us, it was just simplifying the complex. They've got an amazing product, but just making sure that we could distill their message and help them distill their message in a visual way so they could continue to evolve and grow their brand. So part of this, getting to know them, casual dating, that's where, any foundation of a strong relationship is built on good communication. And my father always says, if you're in a business meeting and you're the one talking the whole time, you're doing a really bad job. Because your job is to be listening. So we really listened. We listened to their needs, we listened to the marketplace, and then from there came up with the idea, because at first we engaged with them to do the website design, but then in speaking with Stacey and their team, realized that they needed their brand updated as well to keep with their fresh look and kind of their progression in the marketplace. So we continued down that path and decided on some deliverables and worked with them to, again, simplify their message in the marketplace.
from an agency perspective, you always want to work with, fabulous brands because it's exciting. And we know that what we do, selling cost accounting management systems to manufacturing companies, is not the most sexy thing in the world to do. But what we found was that they were just super duper passionate about helping us to be able to deliver our message. So even though we weren't, the cutest girl in the room necessarily, they really brought that same level of enthusiasm and passion to the project. So that's how we sort of ended up moving beyond casual dating and into the stepping out phase of our relationship. Some of the projects that we worked on with Soul Design and some memorable dates, if you will. The first one was just revamping our mark or our logo. So we really needed a fresh mark that was easily translatable into different formats, and they really helped us come up with something that we're super duper excited about. We did a lot of walking trade show floors to look at other software companies to see what they were doing. We really wanted to make sure that we were doing something that was unique. And I think we came up with a mark that really works for us.
So we tried to pick a color that was different than what we saw out in the landscape. There's lots of blues and kind of lots of subdued colors, and we wanted something very impactful. So we picked orange, and then obviously a mark and a typeface that's contemporary but has some longevity, because you go through the redesign process and you want something that can stay for a while. So we focused on giving them something that had staying power. And then we just wanted to go with clean and simple. That's kind of our mantra as an agency. But really for them, they do have a really complex product, but it's extremely cool. They can figure out how much that one piece of chicken costs. That sounds kind of crazy, but if you're Purdue chicken, that's pretty important to you. So, there's an interesting story there. So I think with making sure the graphics were simple and the website and the messaging, putting it forward in a compelling way, and they have amazing clients in some different industries that they've worked with. So we tried to make the navigation very easy to understand and just get to the product offering, but also understand the different industries, because your story as Intel is a little bit different than your story as Purdue. It was a really fun process, and we also brought in video and other pieces that I think have really helped 3C in the selling process, because they have a very passionate team, and their CEO is great. He can take a complex process and in a video make it really engaging and compelling. So that was another fun part of it as well.
It was really important for me as the client to have a tool that I could work with and I could continue to update and make changes to the website independently. I didn't say this before, but I'm a marketing department of one, so I literally do everything marketing related, from managing our website to coordinating and planning events to publicity to all those sorts of things. So for me, I needed something really simple, but that didn't look simple. So they did a really great job of helping us build our site on a WordPress platform that I could easily update and manage and make changes to. That was super duper important in that process. I didn't want to have to depend on someone to make changes, as they have been, and they really made the interface work in a way that was simple for me to understand. They spent a lot of time with us, helping us to develop some really great video of our CEO and our Chief Technology Officer. We did a lot of green screen videoing, and they really helped us with understanding what's the message that we want to deliver in these conversations and what's going to be the most impactful for people as they come to our site and visit with us and learn about what it is that we do. There was a lot of hard work that went into that first part of it, but after we were stepping out, we knew we had found our soulmate. So we were ready to get serious. We were done with fooling around. So we did a lot of great things. A couple of the images that you can see on this screen are some animated graphics. They also helped us to create about a 2.5-minute animated video that explains the complexity of what we do with this little construction worker guy. So the validation that this was a great video was our CTO, our Chief Technical Officer, after he watched it, and he's very into the detail of how this works. He just looked at me and said, that's all we needed to say.
I think for us, the motion graphics piece, and any time that you can bring, like you guys mentioned, video into the mix is so impactful. We all know everybody has ADD online these days. So if you can give them something very, succinct and fun and engaging, and that's why we've done a lot over the past 3 years with motion graphics. But a great script is really what you need to start with, and I think it all goes back to content being king. So making sure that you've distilled that message and making sure that you've got the right graphics combined with the right content is key. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. This is a really exciting time in 3C's life because they're going from telling the story to being the story. Stacey and her team are developing an ecosystem, and she'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But she's basically, creating the thought leadership that's going to drive cost accounting. And we're really excited to be a part of this because I think once you get to the point where you are the conversation, I would say that's when you've really achieved the ultimate success.
Last night I was watching The Biggest Loser because I'm a reality show junkie as well. I was thinking about how that relates to this conversation and to websites, and there's two parts of any marketing director's life. There's the one part, the creating the outward image of what it is that you do, and getting in shape and looking fabulous in the dress, or all that stuff, and that's what we really accomplished with the logo and with giving a really great fresh look to the site. But there was also the internal piece, the working out all the issues that you have, the being able to really express your story, and then once telling your story, being able to help others understand why what we do is important. So a lot of what we're talking about with our future plans and with the ecosystem is we're developing a framework that will allow people who are interested in the things that we talk about to be able to develop costing processes within their organizations. Manufacturing companies are trying to figure out how much it costs to produce the piece of chicken on your plate or the piece of bread that you had. Those are really important numbers for these guys. But what they don't have is a really strong methodology to be able to do that. We think with our product and with our thought leadership, we can help companies really achieve some really great results. It's really not an easy thing to talk about, and I was joking with Mary that I should pull out the ecosystem diagram because it's this crazy connection of different systems and different pieces of information and different data. And how they all work together to help companies figure out if they're going to be profitable. It's a lot to digest. It's super duper complicated. And what we're doing with Soul Design is coming up with a way to make that really easy, as simple as the animated motion video that we did for the just explaining what our solution does. So it's a project that we're sort of just embarking on. We've only had a couple of meetings about it, so we're really just at the beginning phases of it. But I know that because we found a firm that really understands, it takes the time to understand what it is that we do, that we're going to have a really great product in the end. Along with that, to Vicki's point about keeping it fresh, we're embarking on our new web design, which you can kind of see. That's a mock-up. We're still evolving the design a little bit, but we're moving to a cleaner, more image-heavy presentation of what it is that we do on the website, and lots more projects to come.
I think with us working with clients who are, most importantly, passionate about their product, but also fun. I mean, we just, at the end of the day, love graphic design, content development, and like to work with people that have a good time doing it, and as you can see, like dating, getting serious. But, and we're just lucky to have great partners and clients like 3C Software. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yes.